Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Hunt Club podcast. Today we have a show on cyber minds, and we're joined by Renaud from the Vectra Services team. He is a senior threat hunter. Do you want to just say hello to the audience, Renaud?
Hello everyone. Hello Zoey.
Hello. Okay, so we're talking about something really cool today. We're talking about how our MXDR, MDR team threat hunts. And we have Renaud from what did you say? The MCAT team on the MDR team. What
Yeah,
was
we're
that?
providing services internally to our teams like MXDR. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think your team builds like the processes, the tools, right, to service the MDR team.
Yes, absolutely. And we are building services, and we threat hunting is one of our subjects. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't you just walk me through what threat hunting is, why it's important, and just like a sort of overview.
Yes. Basically, threat hunting is where security product stops. Um, it's hypothesis based. It's something we think can help to alerts. And yeah, we will describe how we did that. Because we are NDR, we worked on network metadata.
Hmm.
Um, this is part of our platform. We used to say that if it's in the PCAP, it can't be faked, or sometimes it can, but yeah, it's in the PCAP. It's really helpful. Metadata is part of network security monitoring, and because we are a network editor, it's cool to hunt in this part. But not only, we will see that we have detections correlated with endpoints and other things.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, I can speak at high level about the threat hunting service overview. We will develop later, which is more interesting, the services and the hunting techniques we did for any analysts. But we emphasize the automation process.
Mm.
We will see in the next slide if you want.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I kind of just want to circle back on the importance of metadata here. Can you speak upon the metadata that our platform provides? I know that we have certain types of bundles, like 3-day, 14-day, but I just wanted to understand more about why metadata is so important in the investigation and threat hunting process.
It's like a security belt in a car. Like if you don't have it, and some organization came to you, which says you are communicating with these domains, or we've just found these domains are really bad and compromise a whole sector or several organizations you are part of. What can you do to, yeah, you, if you have no evidence, if you have nothing to
Mm-hmm.
search in it, you're in, yeah, it's really bad. So the first thing is, if there is no log, there is no problem, but that's the worst thing you can do. So if someone asks me, how long metadata do you want to have? I would say, yeah, 3 years. But yeah, obviously it costs a lot of money, so it's interesting to have a minimum. And we used to see that in organizations, Active Directories and all of the laws are a really paramount requirement for
Hmm.
security people. You can do so much. Security products are working the way they are, but they are living artifacts, they are living traces.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
comes from forensics, and it's continuing to do every day. With only metadata, data on data, you can deduce a lot of things, in fact. So that's why it's interesting to search in metadata.
Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. Yeah, that absolutely is incredibly important, especially the forensic side. You said it leads artifacts and whatnot. So
Yeah.
actually, let's transition into talking about sort of the process that the MDR team, or sorry, the MXDR team does to threat hunt on customers' environments here.
Yeah, I emphasize the fact that we want to automatize that.
Mm-hmm.
It's contradictory to the um, threat hunting process, but you can't do that manually all the time. So there
Yeah.
is a large part to search about as analysts, and we will see how um, what is important to search based on our hypothesis. And once the data is validated or the metadata is here, we need
Mm-hmm.
analyst review at the end. That's the essence of this uh, image here. We need
Mm-hmm.
to uh, we need to do a large part of automatization in metadata to let analysts triage. It's like the traditional funnel about that incidents at the end, but on the first requirement, there is the metadata, there is some automation needed and correlation like in multiple sources of the metadata. For example, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
exchanging with a SMB share, I'm exchanging a file with a share in the company and we see network traffic. That's really important to know what was the name of machine sending it to the
Mm.
destination. And it's not written in anything except in metadata. So it's a
I
whole
see.
discipline by itself.
I see, I see. And you mentioned automation a lot. So can we actually talk about the methods that the team uses to kind of approach threat hunting?
We build it we build the automation from scratch, not from scratch,
Mm,
but we integrated it in our backend.
I
So I'm
see.
not going to give any details, but yes, automation was one of the key requirements on how we did it. Now
Mm-hmm.
on why and how we think we should do it, we uh, yeah, these four categories were really important. We first think intelligence-based was an important aspect because if you don't know your adversaries, usually
Mm-hmm.
you don't know you can fight in the street with your eyes closed. That's the same. If it's not useful, if it's not coming and giving you informed decisions, it's going nowhere. So
Mm-hmm.
we will not search for IOCs retrospectively in the past. So we think following threat actors and their infrastructure and other artifacts that they left doing their
Mm-hmm.
bad things. What is the way we want to track them? There is the
Mm-hmm.
pyramid of pyramid of pain, sorry, about what is important to track and the way actor depose their infrastructure is something, an habit that it's really difficult to fake. So we try to be at the highest level with the more confidence. So we developed for that many capabilities. We
Mm-hmm.
see HTTP, RDP, SMB. I talked about SMB, but
Mm-hmm.
we mixed these capabilities we have with the intelligence-based approach,
Mm-hmm.
intelligence-driven, with analyst feedback. We have a lot of people coming from malware reverse engineering, engineers, threat
Mm-hmm.
intelligence. I'm coming from threat intelligence also. So we developed a lot of categories. We think, okay, no security product is doing that. We can search for that. We developed these categories from the field, from our feedback. For example, one of them really interesting are the rising topics at the end. InfoStealer is a really uh, active hot topic at the moment. Edge devices like Fortinet compromised by threat actors, RMMs used as another, beachhead to some organizations. Like, why do you want to develop a malware when you can hack any installed RMM?
Mm-hmm.
Info stealers give access to a lot of companies. If you can get this active cookie, it's a plus. But it was not only these hot subjects. We want to search for specific phases of an attacker, like the kill chain exfiltration. Something is going to be exfiltrated.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive security tools, specific attack methodologies, tunnels, VPN, specific autonomous systems, like you're communicating with in a remote country, but you have no business in it. That's
Right.
something every security product does, but we want to do it differently and coupled with other techniques.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
At the end, automation was part of a previous slide, but it's a key component. And we wanted also to build something like I have a RMM like Screen Connect, for example, ConnectWise Screen Connect. We see some DNS requests to some websites. It can be used if compromised, or if you're not using it, the information saying I have no idea why someone is using this internally in my organization is not the same like I have active communications, but I
Hmm.
have active communications from the endpoint also. We need to couple MDR and EDR at some point
Hmm.
and be able to build a logic about what is useful, not only communications, but communications from a tool which is in a bad place on a computer and the computer is not authorized, that makes endpoint, network, metadata information. You can build really good threat hunting use case. And it's useful if you have, for example, these three sources, metadata, endpoint, and
Hmm.
network. If not,
Hmm.
you are solving a part of the problem. So by automatizing these, getting a catalog about all analysts always dreamed of, and
Hmm.
develop capabilities and on active, useful, intelligence-led
Yeah.
information. Yeah, we try to mix all the best things from it.
Yeah. So it really sounds like you kind of take like a combination of all these four
Yeah.
methods to
Yes.
build the threat hunting portfolio. And it kind of speaks to how I view Vectra. It's like Vectra is a bunch of very smart security people building services, building capabilities, building technology for other security folks, right? So I think this is just a great example of that. And yeah, it sounds amazing.
Yeah, we were building this capability from a long time, and
Yeah.
it gives results. It's useful. I start by saying that threat hunting is where security product stops.
Hmm.
You have to make hypothesis, but at the end, it's the analyst. But
Hmm.
analysis is a human thing. Only
Right.
humans can do analysis. And we see that with AI hallucinations and other things. I won't let my car driven by,
Right.
someone I prefer at the moment. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's something that needs to be verified by service by human. It's
Yeah, absolutely.
psychology.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I think the best type of security, the ones, the type of portfolio of security that actually works against modern attackers now, it's a blend of technology and, like you said, that human expertise. It's like it's always needed. So I think our MXDR service really speaks upon that, especially with our threat hunting capabilities. So yeah. All right. Any last thoughts before we close off, Renaud?
No, no, you conclude really great. It's a mix of capabilities and humans, so for the best. And no, nothing to add. If you're curious, just reach us about it. Thank you,
Yeah.
Zoe.
Yeah, absolutely. So please reach out to us, comment, like, subscribe onto our Hunt Club podcast. Renaud is one of the many guest speakers on our podcast. So please continue to watch and listen because we have really great conversations, especially in our Cyber Minds show. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you next time. All right, bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.